go to a dinner party or someplace and someone says, well, hey, Deb, what do you do for a living? And I say, oh, I'm a spiritual director. They look at me like a deer in the headlights. They're like, whoa, I got to back away from this woman. So I've learned over time to say I am a spiritual director, which means I am a professional listener. And then from there, I explain to them that most of us don't have someone in our lives that truly listens deeply to us. We have people that want to give us advice or tell us their story. But a spiritual director listens and then helps draw out what's truly inside of you, what's your sacred story. And depending on how you know God in your life, a spiritual director helps you find the fingerprints of God hidden in places you just may not have realized God was showing up for you.
You do not need to be Catholic to seek spiritual direction with me or with anyone here at the staff. We aren't looking for membership in a particular church. We are rather looking at how we can enhance people's lives as they develop their inner core of spirituality, that sense of what makes life meaningful, what makes purpose, what helps you endure in times of hard times. Those are all part of what we would call our spirituality, and everyone has one. Most of them are constructive. You can have a negative spirituality in terms of getting caught in addictions or other things that aren't really meaningful and helpful.
Most direction sessions are an hour. Sometimes they may go a little bit shorter than that, simply because everything that you've needed to said gets said. We don't recommend that you go longer than an hour, because then it can be overwhelming both for you and for the spiritual director. Most people meet every 4 weeks or once a month with their director. Some people stretch it out more to 6 weeks. 1 month is probably ideal.
If you were to watch a session of spiritual direction, it may really look like a therapy session. In my own mind, what makes it different is if I go to a therapist, I really expect the therapist to give me some advice or to give me some suggestions of next steps that I can take. So I'm really expecting the therapist to give me some direction. In spiritual direction, I have the belief that there is spirit, God, the divine, whatever one wants to call it, that's a reality, that spirit is a reality. And so as people process their stories and their questions, they're really expecting spirit to give them some direction or guidance. And so I become a companion in that. My role is to really ask them the questions, invite them to tell their stories. And in the speaking, they listen to themselves and they hear things they might not notice otherwise.
Often people want to figure out where should they go in their next, like they might be looking at a couple choices and discernment of that's where they should go. Or they might be dealing with some relational issue that they try to figure out and can't. Maybe there's a great pain or a loss in their life, so they talk about those things. And then they talk about ordinary things, like how this was meaningful or this didn't go well and what did I do, that kind of questions of sorting through. And for the most part, we don't talk about our spiritual life very much. You don't go to a cocktail party and say, I really would like to pray better, but I don't know how. You don't say that, but in a spiritual direction, that's one of the issues that you might bring up.
I think spiritual direction doesn't have just one section of your life. It can really, every section, every part of your life involves spirit, but it's really saying, where is God in that? So if I'm talking about my relationships, where is God in my relationships? In my ministry, where is God in my relationships? in my own personal life, in my interior life, what is happening, how is Spirit moving. And so there's not really any topic that can't be involved in it, but it's the particular lens of seeing how Spirit and how God is involved in that.
Call the Franciscan Spirituality Center. Our phone number is 608-791-5295. Call the front desk, say you're looking for a spiritual director. Our receptionist can pair you up with someone who's available to meet with someone. We would be happy if people would call.